Dr. Giggles in the house. So anyway, this is the final show of 2018. I'm going to take a 2-week break. And then I think I said it last week when we're going to return. I want to look at the, what's up, Charles? What's up, DJ Dog? Who else is in here? What's up, Lindsay Yale Entertainment? What's up, everybody watching? Actually, I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas or whatever holidays that you celebrate. All right, so let me look at this calendar quick. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we're coming back on the 17th. That's when we're coming back. So 2 weeks. Yeah, you'll have 2 full weeks off, and then it would be the 3rd week it'd come back. But the 17th is when we're going to come back. And the reason why we're going to do that, and before we get into all this, the awesome news, the main topics, and I'll talk about this in a second. Well, it has to do with that too. In this 2.5 week period here, we're going to start recording Haunapalooza podcasts and getting some content ready for that. That's going to be slow rolling, so don't be like, where's all the stuff? But it's going to be cool, and we're going to take care of that. Yes, Haunapalooza, someone has swag. What I did was, as Christmas presents to anybody that's going to be involved, on the show and doing the stuff, the immediate, right this second, I had these shirts made up, and I had the hats made up, and this was given to us over the weekend at that Jeremy's secret birthday thing, and we'll talk about that too, which really is Big Ballers, and then we'll talk about that, because that was totally amazing, crazy, and you won't believe the stories that I have to tell off of that. It was magical. Even people who do not like Insane Clown Posse would have loved this event, and later on, after we get through everything, I will tell you why, and all the cool things, and when you'll see stuff from it, and so on, because the rule was with that, you were not allowed to bring your cell phone in, you were not allowed to bring a camera in. They patted you down like airport security, but you could buy disposable cameras and you could film stuff at the after party. So we'll get into all. I mean, I get it. Some people probably don't give a crap about when I'm going to talk about Big Ballers, because I know people just cannot stand Insane Clown, and that's absolutely fine. When I get to that, it's going to be towards the end. If you want to tune out, by all means, I will not be offended. But if you want to hear some cool stories on what the hell I'm talking about and what it is, it'll be awesome. Matter of fact, if you go look up Psychopathic TV, that's their podcast, their video podcast, and you look at, what was the date? The 22nd. If you look for the 22nd of this month, on Saturday, and you watch, and you get around the 50-minute mark or so, you'll actually see my big fat butt standing there, and I was there for a while. You can see me with a black and red Psychopathic hockey jersey on with a big Hatchet Man on it. I'm dead center. You can see me right there standing there, and it was cool. But anyway, so this week, not only are we going to talk about Big Ballers, we're going to talk about some Six Flags New England stuff. We're going to talk about some Six Flags Great Adventure stuff. We're going to talk about Star Wars, because Galaxy's Edge, because if you remember what I told you about the parade, they actually showed off some cool stuff in a little bit more depth than we've seen for teasers, and it gets me excited every day. We're going to talk about Busch Gardens. We're going to talk about some New Year's Eve stuff. We're going to talk about stuff that's coming up and all that good stuff. And then whatever else everybody decides to throw down in the chat. If you are new here and you've never watched this show before, whether it's after or during, make sure that you just join in the conversation. Don't worry, we don't bite. We just have fun. Sometimes we end up talking about sports or real life stuff or whatever it is. That's the way it's kind of been over the last month. We talk about the news and then we just talk about life and cool stuff, which I like. I like how it's going in that direction. It actually helps make the show that much better, which I like. I really dig it. And then hopefully I remember by the time the next show starts to put that tree away, because everything else except for the outside is put away and already. Oh yeah, if you look, you can see in there all the stuff. It's a mess in there. You don't want to look in there. Don't look behind that man in the curtain. You don't want to look at my mess. You definitely don't. But yeah, so let's get into some news. I don't have a lot of tidbits of news. I really don't. But I'm sure stuff's going to come up. I'm sure. So let's start with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, just because of the fact that it got me really, really excited. Now, excuse me, I'm still like getting over like this cough cold thing. From what I seen in the video, it was obviously longer than the little snippets that we had gotten before. And when you look at the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run ride, you can actually see like what the inside of the pod's gonna look like. It showed like kids, hitting levers, pushing buttons, and doing stuff, and showing some of what you will see in the video. Flying around, seeing going into light speed and all that, and just I don't know. It's kind of like what people were saying about the Avengers trailer. Nobody really does. Disney really need to put in? I mean, they put out that little trailer, but do they really need a trailer? I mean, really? Like, Avengers is hyped up, and there's a prediction going around about the new Avengers movie that it's going to be like hated on and all and fail like The Last Jedi because there's just too much hype rolling into it. Who knows? I think what do you call it? Captain Marvel. I think that is going to flop. I think that movie is going to flop. But when they showed the Rise of the Resistance, it showed a little bit more of what was going to go on in the ride. It showed ride vehicles. So it's it's like a dark ride. I saw the cars, moving around. It kind of reminded me of like the, like a dark ride, but kind of almost like the SeaWorld Penguin ride, but not like, it didn't show it like spinning around going crazy, but it kind of gave me that feel of it, which was cool. I'm really like digging, like, I'm sure you know by now, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And while the majority, I wouldn't say the majority, but a lot of people hated The Last Jedi. I enjoyed it. Was it the best Star Wars ever made? No, but I still liked it. And, but yeah, and I'm looking forward to the new one, whatever the hell they're going to call it. I haven't seen a name for it yet. But, regardless, I'm excited about the ride, but I'm definitely going to like kind of kick back and not run to go go ride it. Like, I would love to ride it right away so I could do coverage of it, but I don't need to ride it right away. When I get, everybody's going to see all the coverage and everything about it, and then when I finally decide to go, I'll give my opinion version coverage of it. I really don't need to fall on that bad bandwagon of I got to be the first to get there and sit there for 12 hours. That's just not what I want to do. I don't want to like go to Disneyland or Disney World and just sit there all day for one or two rides. That's just not going to happen. It will not happen. I just can't. I would lose my mind. I don't know about you guys, but I would just lose my mind. I think it's like crazy. Totally crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but I just couldn't bear to just sit there in them lines. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I've sat in a little bit of lines for like when The Force Awakens came out and the Star Wars movies comes out, I try to go on the first night. But this ride, I can't sit there for that kind of long worth of hours for a ride. I complain if a ride line is like 30 minutes. So imagine if I had to wait in a line that was like 4, 5, 6 hours. I'd be pissed. I'd be yelling and screaming at people and just going, it wouldn't be a good look for me. I'd probably get kicked out just because I'd be like, I would be. See, my problem with Seven Dwarfs is this. It's like half of a ride. It's like missing half the ride. When you go ride the indoor section, I love it. I think it's awesome. I love the technology they use for the faces and the dwarfs. And I even love that thing at the end when you see the... Jesus. I need like a cough drop. I don't have my... Damn it. When you see the old lady with the witch as an old lady giving an apple to Snow White. Jeez. And I think that's cool. And I love the fact that the cars sway, but they don't sway crazy. I get it. It's a kiddie ride. I mean, I love what Disney does with it. The theming is phenomenal. Even the queue line's cool. So much interactive stuff to play with. It's great. And that's what I like about like Disney stuff. Like, it's really immersive. I'm waiting for Universal started doing the interactivity with, the Harry Potter stuff. And and there's build upon that. I mean, I can't wait for the day that Universal cuts the crap, stops the crap rides, and like really invests. Like if Universal, in my opinion, wants to be a contender and be a top dog like Disney, they need to start acting like it. They're not. They're just taking the success, riding that wave of Harry Potter and hoping for the best. That's all I see with them. Don't get me wrong, they have quite a few good rides, but the majority of them suck. In my opinion, it's like, when I go ride everything. Whether I like it or not, because there's always people in my group that either haven't ridden it or they like it and I don't like it. I'm a team player. I mean, I'll say, I don't like that ride, but I'll ride it because I'm a team player. This is how I am. I'm not going to like ruin somebody's day because they like to ride and I hate it. Maybe I'm just a nice guy and I just, my belief is this, especially like if I'm going with people to parks and stuff, even if I've ridden it, whether I like it or not, and say there's a group of people I'm with that have not, even if I think that ride is horrible, I'm not going to ruin their time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to ruin a person's time because they never ridden. They're excited because they're there and they're riding it for the first time and they want to enjoy it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I suck it up and I go do it. And I mean, I still have fun because I'm with a group of people and I'm having a ball, and then that's what I like to do. Yeah, I remember when they were going to do like all princess stuff and then they kind of like stopped and they were like, no, we got to kind of change it up. And they were panicking because of Harry Potter. They had to do something quick. And that's what you got. You got the new Fantasyland. Well, I honestly think that was a dumb idea. They should have just continued on. Like it doesn't have to be new Fantasyland. Why can't it just be Fantasyland? You don't have to put a new in front of it. I think that's kind of stupid. I really kind of wish they went with the, hey, this is more Fantasyland stuff. Enjoy. What I would really like to see, I don't know how many of you have seen it. And I don't know if we talked about it. I don't remember. But what is it? Shanghai? Oh, excuse me, Hong Kong or whatever. The Beauty and the Beast dock ride that's coming out. I would actually like to see that go to Walt Disney World. I don't see that happening anytime soon because they already got that like fake castle, but they could. They could build a real castle or something. I don't know what they could do, but I would like to see that ride. The technology inside it with all the animatronics and the vehicles and everything that's going on. Yes, I like Beauty and the Beast. I like Little Mermaid. Yes, I'm a weirdo. I like a lot of Disney movies. Actually, the only movie I don't really care for is Cinderella. I really do not care for that movie. It's like the one I just don't really dig. I don't. I mean, the movie that I do like is Song of the South, but oh yeah, Tokyo, okay. I'm off. I know it was in Asia somewhere, between China and Japan, something. I was in the vicinity, just not correct city. Yeah, but yeah. Oh, yeah, so yeah, Tokyo, yeah, it's not going to get cloned. That's kind of a shame because that ride looks awesome. And I don't think I'm ever going to get to, like, Tokyo or Shanghai or Hong Kong or wherever the hell anything is. I don't believe I will ever get there. And I'm not going to be sad in my life if I don't get there. I just don't want to sit there for... That's a lot of plane rides. Long ones, too. I actually had, like, a hard time with getting to Detroit. That bothered me. So, and it's owned, but the Orient Land Company, so it's technically not a Disney-made ride, so they couldn't copy and paste as easy. Yeah, you know what? I remember hearing that, like, anything that basically goes into Tokyo is not, for the most part, it's not going into any other Disney park. But Disney should take a page out of their book and just put some, like, amazing attractions. Because we all know for a while, Disney was just putting in just, like, little stupid things here and there just to add something to keep people coming back. Nothing, like, amazing, but just adding enough to keep the people coming back. You know, you just keep feeding that, you know. You keep feeding that dragon, and they're going to keep coming. And then, like we've said a million times, Universal comes in, puts in Harry Potter, and changes the game. So, I thank Universal for that. Yeah, see, I don't... I mean, in January of this year, I flew to Texas, and that was painstaking to me. I mean, I've flown out to California before, and that was kind of a bit... My problem, it's not claustrophobia, but I don't like being cooped up in anything. You know, like trains, planes. A car is okay because I can open a window, and then I can just pull over and stop when I want to get out. That's a long flight for me. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous time, and I just don't see... I could be wrong. Maybe I do it. You know? I guess I should say I won't know unless I try. I'm really good for about 4 or 5 hours, like, on a straight shot. So if I can take, like, a 4 or 5 plane hour ride, then another 4 or 5 plane hour ride, then another 4 or 5... It'll take me a month to get there, but that's probably the only way I could get there. You know, like, get off the plane, go back, like, the next day to the airport, hop on, and you know what I mean? I know I'm weird like that, but it's just how I am. I just don't like long flights. Jesus. Where did you go that your flight was 8 hours, 2-hour layover, and another 5 hours? Yeah, I have a hard time sleeping on planes. That's another thing. I have a really hard time sleeping on planes. It's like I'll fall asleep and wake up not even 2 minutes later, and then I'll fall asleep and then wake up 2 minutes later. I don't really get a good sleep. I would sleep like I'm not even exaggerating. Flying home from Detroit, I was dead tired. You know, from doing that big ballers party, like, it was a long night. It ended at 2 o'clock in the morning. And then we had like a 20-minute ride back to the hotel. You know, then I got to take a shower, and then I'm getting my stuff ready, you know, like, repacked, because then we're leaving in a day. And then, you know, and I'm like, you know, I'm like this in the airplane, and then, you know, like, I like jump up and I look at my watch, and it was only like 2 minutes, and then I fall back asleep 10 minutes later, and I look at it, 2 minutes, you know, it's just, I don't know why. You would think I would sleep like a log and just pass out. Armenia. I know what it is. My brain is like foggy today. But, yeah. I mean, that is a long flight. I mean, I could probably do like a 5 and then do a layover and then do another 5. You know what I mean? Like, I might be able to do that. You know? I might be able to handle that. I think. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that I might be able to do. Maybe. I don't know. I just got to stop being like a little girl and, you know, crying like a baby and just go do it, you know? Just because it's... I always preach this on the show, and sometimes I don't practice what I preach. You know, life's short. Even if we all live to 100, that's 100 years. That's kind of long, but it's not. That's a, you know, little blip in existence. You know, and I always tell you guys, I tell people in person, I'm like, just go out and do it. Don't regret not doing something for whatever you know what I mean? You're claustrophobic. You don't like planes. You don't like this. You don't. whatever the reason is, and then again, it comes down to where long flights I just don't dig, and so now somebody like my father's traveled the world, since the 70s. When he worked for GE, he's been to Hong Kong, he's been in England, he's been all over the place, Australia, everywhere. And he did the flights no problem. But then again, what do you call it? He could literally, like, all the times I've traveled with him, like, we get in the seat, when you board the plane, and he's passed out sleeping before the thing even moves off the gate. He just sleeps. And then when it's time, we wake him up, and then, he gets off the plane. I wish I could do it. He could sleep the whole flight. I wish I could do that. I really do. I really, really wish I could sleep a whole flight. Because I remember going to Texas. It was like they turned the air conditioner off and turned the heat on like 500,000 degrees. I was sweating. And it was hot and stuffy, and I just wanted to get out of the plane. I was crawling out of my skin. Yeah, it's just not good. And also, speaking of Disney, if you're going to be home and you're looking for something to watch on your computer, you can go to Disney Parks Live at 11:45 p.m. on New Year's Eve, and they're going to stream the New Year's Eve fireworks. So you can see that. I don't know exactly what we're doing New Year's Eve. I mean, we'll have like a little party. And, a little karaoke, a little poker, a little whatever, probably a little drinking. I don't really drink that much. But, that's probably like my New Year's plan. So maybe we'll toss that on. Because I don't really like watching the New Year's Eve ball drop. I don't care about that crap. I just like being with the people I'm with. Let me see when it's, almost midnight. Oh, crap, it's going to be midnight. Oh, Happy New Year. Kind of thing, And that's... So if you're into watching the Disney fireworks, because those that have seen them know that they're pretty damn awesome. So it might be something that I turn on. I don't know. Yeah, that sucks when they tell you, when they force you to lower the shades and you want to look it out. Depending upon how everybody feels on New Year's Day, we may hit it for closing day. It's supposed to be like 50 degrees. Right now in the Futurecast it says 50 degrees. So I may go January 1st, get my first rides of the season, this of 2019 in. And I do believe, Jen Mance won't be on her cruise yet, I don't think. She might be. She might not be. I don't remember. I got to see what she said in the email that she sent me. Oh, you know what? I may have to come back. Speaking of cruise, I can't do a show on the 17th. Or the 24th. That is because I'm flying out to Miami on the 17th and getting ready to take off on a cruise. So guess what? The show's going to be on the 10th. We're having a week and a half off. So you get it a little earlier, and then you get a whole 2 weeks off. And we'll talk about that a little bit too. Oh my God, I wish I could just get this out. Oh, so you went yesterday, first time since March. You're on the way to New Jersey, PA. May go back. Are you going to visit family, or are you going to hit parks out there while you're out there, DJ Dog? But yeah. So I'm thinking, I can't guarantee you I'll be back, until April. I'm going to try my best to do January 1st. It's really going to be dependent upon if anybody that's in my party, that's at my party that's still there when we wake up, if they're hungover or they just feel like crap or they're like, yeah, let's go, Excuse me. And yeah, so we'll see. We will see, because I mean, I would like to go, because I'd like to go talk to, like Jen McGrath and Jen Mance before they close, just to say hi and thanks for everything for the year, and all that good stuff. Sesame. DJ Doug, you ever been to Sesame Place? I love that. It's a tiny, tiny park, but I love that place. But I think I just have a nostalgic thing for it because of, I'm sure most of us grew up watching Sesame Street. And for being the size of the park it is and what they do, they really capture my childhood in a small park, and I love it. And I hope they can, keep upgrading and adding and doing things as time goes by. Oh, I hate that itch in my throat. It's driving me nuts. I'm sure it's driving you guys nuts, hearing me cough every 2 seconds. I probably should have took some more Robitussin. Yeah, when you were like 5. I don't know if you see any of the videos we posted, like the walkthrough of Sesame Place. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm like a giant 5-year-old. I don't know. I said, I found Sesame Place nostalgic. I love that, like the different sceneries with different characters that you could take. Like you can go take pictures with Grover and Oscar the Grouch and Bert and Ernie and Cookie Monster and Big Bird and Elmo and all that. Like after CoasterCon, we stopped at Sesame Place on the way back, and it was such a great place. Like it was, I know it's tiny, and I wish it was bigger, and I wish they had more stuff. But for what it is, I loved it because I'm like a mark, like I'm a 2-year-old when it comes to these characters. My kids want nothing to do with that stuff. My kids could care less. It should be more like, who's the kid, who's the adult. When I seen I ran like a kid. I was more excited than the kids were. Just, you know what I mean? It's like it brought back that when I was a kid thing, and I absolutely positively loved it. And I hope when you go again, DJ Dog, I hope that you enjoy it and you're as excited as I was. That's what I hope. Or at least half. If you're at least half as excited as I was, that's awesome. Because I was really excited. I was like too excited about it. And I really think that if you're half as excited as I was, I think you'll have a great day. Plus, Oscar's Wacky Taxi is phenomenal. For being a small Woody, it's a little bit bigger than, like a little taller than, Wooden Warrior, but I really liked it. And pay attention when you pull into the station and you're getting off the ride. Oscar the Grouch starts talking trash to you. He's like, "Scram! Get out of here!" Blah 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 blah. It's hilarious. We wrote it a few times. I loved it. It's a great little Woody. I love the front car. It's got Oscar and Wormy on it, and oh man, I got to get back there again. I got to try to make sure that I go next year. I have to go. It's a neat little place. And if there's no traffic, it's like 3.5 hours away, which I couldn't believe. But there was traffic, and I got home in like 4.5 hours instead of 3.5. I don't understand how that's even possible, but it was. Yeah, I mean, again, if Great Adventure, if you consider that your home park, and you went to that obviously a lot more, it's going to be, but I mean, I could see people getting like bored with Sesame Place because it's so small. It doesn't have a lot of rides. I mean, there's still stuff that I didn't do when we were there. Like I didn't see any of the shows. The only thing I saw was the parade. The parade was cool. But I noticed for the Christmas version of the parade, the characters are dressed in Christmas outfits, but the music's exactly the same, and they just changed some of the talking to Christmas. Same music, same float, just dressed up for Christmas. I kind of wish they changed it a little bit, but I didn't. It brought some nostalgia, emotion when I was watching and checking it all out. My kids probably thought I was like a little dumb kid, but I liked it. And if they didn't like it, well, shame on them for not enjoying it. Because when they were little, they enjoyed Sesame Street. You don't know how many times I watched Elmo's and Grouchland movie. And that's like the first time that I noticed and remember that you could go, that you actually got to see inside Oscar the Grouch's garbage can, his house. Which was cool. It wasn't a bad movie. I've probably seen it 5 million times, but it wasn't bad. All right, so Busch Gardens Tampa. I'm sure you guys already know this, but still exciting nonetheless. And so people, play detective and whatever, and they found documentation proving the association with RMC to Gwazi, with the plans and stuff they got to file and all that. So, I mean, it's like the best kept. There's a lot of rides like that lately. That are the best kept, worst secrets or whatever. I guess you want to say that, word it like that. They the thing that I hate in like today's world with technology and rules and laws and stuff is nothing is a secret anymore. Like everybody's so antsy. Everybody's got a YouTube channel or social media, and they want to be the first to break news so they can be the cool kid on the block. Don't get me wrong, SFNEOnline does it all the time too. So the way that I look at it is that's the times we live in now. It's break the news or be the fool, I guess. You don't want to be late to the party, to the, to any of this. So, it is what it is. I'm excited to see what they do with Gwazi. I remember riding Gwazi back in 2011, 12. I forgot what year. I think it was 12. I rode it. Got to ride both sides before they shut it down. And it was great. I mean, it was bumpy. You needed some love. But I loved the layout. It was crazy. And I enjoyed it. I really did. I really did enjoy Gwazi. So I can't wait to see what they do with it. And it should be exciting. Yeah, I've gotten bored with Great Adventure. And I've said this before, and I'll reiterate it again for those that are new and whatever. My problem with Great Adventure is this. And I'm sure a lot of people know this. I would say up until somewhere around 2004, 2005 time frame, Six Flags Great Adventure was like the best park, period. Like you literally needed 2 days to enjoy that park because you weren't riding everything. But as time went on and they inched closer to bankruptcy and they needed to save money and save labor, they started ripping rides out. Some obviously needed it, some didn't. And they lost a ton of rides. They lost so many rides for no reason. No reason at all. None. And it took that feeling out of it. Like, I feel like I do my obligatory riding of the bull now. and Brett, the rep down in Jersey, he's a phenomenal rep, puts on amazing events. It's just, I'm really not that interested in Great Adventure anymore. Like, I'd like to take like 4 or 5 years off from going there and try to recapture that magic again. I'm so bored with it, and I'm like, it's kind of like me in Cedar Point. I haven't been there since they did Spring Con in, 2012 with Ace. That was the last time, yeah. Because I haven't ridden Gatekeeper and anything that they put in after that. So, with that being said, I like quality, not quantity. I don't care if you got 4 awesome roller coasters and no other ones. I don't care if you got 20 roller coasters and 90% of them are junk, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I'm a coaster snob and what I feel I don't like, Yeah, Great Adventure used to have shows, the dolphin show, the sea lion show, whatever. They used to have shows, and they used to put on some pretty good shows, and now they don't have anything. Yeah, the Batman stunt show. I don't know the thought process behind Six Flags and what they're doing and why they don't. I don't know if they aren't proud enough of their shows. I don't know if budgets, what if it allows for it. I don't know the answer to that question. It could be a mixture of a lot of stuff. I mean, when you look at it from a business standpoint, are there enough people going to the shows to make it worthwhile to put that show on? Now every time that I went to the sea lion, a dolphin show, whatever they had, even up until it closed, every time I went, it was busy. So I don't think that was. It could have been like their budget, taking care of it because they got the safari. I don't know, but it's a great discussion for everybody to have. And I mean, let me ask you guys that are watching, and then if you're watching this after the fact, and just drop a comment when you hear this. What do you guys, in your opinion, we don't know. We don't know. But what do you guys think is why Six Flags is kind of bailing out of the shows? I can remember when I don't know if it was Fiesta Texas or Over Texas. But like this regular summer shows, they used to win awards all the time, like golden ticket awards and stuff. They don't do nothing now. It's like, I don't know if they just stopped doing shows, but I would like to know. I'm going to ask Jen that just to see what kind of answer I get. I'm probably going to get the corporate answer that she's not allowed to tell me something, but I think just for my own, I guess, self-knowledge, maybe, I would just like to know, like, what's the deal? I mean, yeah, Six Flags New England. I'll use New England as my example just because. Summertime, you got the, what's that show that I can't stand in the summer there? The singing show that they got. I know Brandon Allen and a bunch of people love the hell out of that show. And then for the holidays, you got Frost, Fright Fest. You have Graveyard Groove, and I'm talking about big shows. And I know that that Frost is outsourced. That's not a Six Flags production. That's a third-party production. And so yeah, I don't know. Well, one, the holiday shows are packed because think about it, it's cold. Not all the rides are open, and sometimes the rides don't open, like the big rides. So people need something to do regardless, or if it's cold, you want to get out of the cold and go check something out. But it helps that the park has good shows for Christmas. I mean, you look at all the park chains and stuff. Even Cedar Fair puts on some decent shows. I mean, we all know that. There's a lot of parks that, I mean, look at Canopy Lake with their tribute shows and stuff. Phenomenal. Canopy Lake does a great job. So if Canopy Lake can do it, why can't Six? I want to know why Six Flags just kind of just. Is it because it's not is it not that much of a money grab? I don't get it. And I really think, and I'm going to talk to them about that they should put merchandise out for their shows. Like Graveyard Groove, Frost. Oh, Totally Timeless is the summer show. I think they should be putting merchandise out for these. Especially if we all know that they're popular, which I know for a fact Graveyard Groove and Frost are highly, highly, highly popular. I mean, hell, look what they did for Frost. They put a queue line because it's so popular. And, so I feel that's, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a total show person, not by any means, because every time I go on a cruise and then everybody wants to go watch some stupid show, I pass out. I could have just woke up. I pass right back out. I can't. I don't do Broadway shows. I've seen so far on the cruises that I've been on. I've seen Cats, but the Cats version on the cruise ship's a little different. I don't know. I've never seen the original, and I passed out. I saw We Will Rock You. It was a Queen, the band Queen. It was a Broadway show of that. I passed out sleeping. They had an ice show on Oasis of the Seas the first time. What do you call it? Fell asleep. They have some of their own productions. Fell asleep. I was watching a dive show on the Oasis and fell asleep. I just don't want to watch a show. But Graveyard Groove and Frost keeps me awake. I don't know how that works, but it does. And then I know, well, I'll get into that after we finish up the news. But there's a couple of shows that I actually want to oh yeah, Edge Effect, I didn't fall asleep. Edge Effect, I did not. So that's three. Oh, and plus when Six Flags New England had the Magic Show, I didn't fall asleep during that. And the stand-up comedy that they do on the cruise ships, I didn't fall asleep. But I do know that I'm going on my first Carnival cruise, and they have lip sync battles. They have like a Hasbro game show thing, and they have like swing singers and band, and from the 1920s and 30s, and they use that style and sing like the new, like the new hits. I will tell you, one of my worst shows I ever seen that I fell asleep through on a cruise was on Oasis of the Seas, and it was the Royal Caribbean Christmas show. It's on this YouTube channel. If you want a good laugh, or if you need to fall asleep, watch this thing. The singers were awful. The show was awful. It was awful. Edge Effect. I love Edge Effect. They're just like that Pentatonics, the a cappella group. I love them. Awesome group. Edge Effect's great. Pentatonic they're great. I love that. It's really good. It really is good. All right, so what did I leave off on? Oh, Busch Gardens, Tampa. All right, so the next thing is Six Flags Great Adventure. Last week we talked about the King Dakar incident with the part of the harness coming off that was like basically a comfort collar. Well, evidently after the story broke, the powers that be that, for the safety and all that, slapped Great Adventure with a $5,000 fine. That's really not teaching them a lesson. That's kind of like pocket change. That's not really, I don't know. It's kind of pointless to give somebody a $5,000 fine. I mean, nobody wants to pay a fine, and it looks bad upon you, but still, $5,000 is nothing. They'll make that in 20 minutes. I mean, that would be cool with the Power Rangers doing a Marvel Day at Sea. I know Carnival does a lot of themed cruises. I believe they've done Impractical Jokers. I know they've done like rock concert, like musicians. They've done. I even think they do. I think it's them. I could be wrong. That does the Walking Dead cruise, and I think they might be the ones doing the Star Trek cruise. That's coming up. So you don't know, but Yeah. So anyway, so this whole Great Adventure thing. I don't know if we talked about it last week. That lady's got like the picture of her on ride photo and selling the photo like a Christmas card. It was. You know, you're worried about your safety, but then you're going and doing that and taking that, and I mean, I guess it's smart and make money off it, but you're going about it all wrong. Going about it all wrong, I say. And my final tidbit of news. Yeah, surprisingly, that's all I got for news, and I'm going to get into all the good stuff. Six Flags New England. Now, this has to do with the water park stuff. The meeting minutes finally came out. You know, because before someone had called the town hall, got information, but now the meeting minutes are released. So basically what's happening is Bonsai Pipeline is becoming Buccaneer Beach. That whole Bonsai Beach area is getting grazed. The only thing that's staying for sure is that Coke drink food stand thing. Bonsai Pipeline staying. They're adding a pool house. They're adding more food stands. They're adding cabanas, changing rooms. I wonder if Bonsai Pipeline is going to get a name change. Because it's not going to be called Bonsai Beach anymore. So I don't know if they're going to keep Bonsai Pipeline or if they're going to rename it. So we'll have to find out. I'll talk to the park, see if they'll tell. They might not be ready to announce anything. So we'll see. We shall see. All right, so what I'm going to do is I want to talk about the upcoming cruise. Yeah, it's just I don't know if I don't know if it's a regular pool or a wave pool, but they definitely need another pool. They definitely need something. They need to start spreading the people out. And I think revitalizing the area is going to help. So they need to add more food, more cabanas, more stuff to do. I don't know how big the pool is, how deep the pool is. I don't know if it's for little kids. I don't know if it's for everybody. I don't know what it's going to do or what. I don't know anything about that yet. But it's a whole new area getting all... They're going to add another change room, which is desperately needed. Because of now with like people having a diamond, you know, all these different memberships and getting discounts on the cabanas, now you definitely need more cabanas. Is not enough. I told Jen, I'm like, you need more cabanas. I'm like, even if you don't order one online, you should be able to walk up and be able to get one. Period. You should be able to get one. You used to be able to until they implemented the memberships and the discounts. I used to pay full boat before the membership, and I love the cabana. It's more attractive with the 30% off with your Diamond Elite. Jesus. It's definitely more attractive to get it. I mean, for what you're getting tubes, you're getting drinks, you're getting your private little area, you get a safe. I feel it's worth every penny. Like I've done a review on it here. I got the review video up, and I feel that it's worth every penny. I mean, it could be. I mean, there is a lot of stuff for kids to do in at Six Flags New England. They got the little Kitty Lazy River. They got the smaller wave pool. They got the other pool over there. They got a lot of kiddie slides. They got the play structure there, the climb structure with the water. That they got that. So I don't know. Like I guess I don't know what kind of pool it is. So we'll definitely find out soon enough. You'll probably hear about it at Nor'easter. I think that's when we're gonna, find out about that. And yeah, so what I want to do is I kind of want to walk you through what's gonna happen, since now I have to change the Grove Show timeline to January 10th. It'll come back instead of the 17th. On the 17th, we fly out to Miami. The cruise is on the Sunday, which is the 20th. And then we come back on Saturday. So I'll have plenty of videos of that, whatever we do. I know Jessica wants to go to Monkey Island, Monkey something, to go play with these monkeys. The guys want to go. There's a fully automatic shooting range down there that I want to check out, and all the guys want to check out. There's a haunted house that's open all year round that we're gonna check out. There is what else is there? I don't know. They want to do some sightseeing, go to Miami Beach or whatever. They want to, the girls want to do some stuff like that. And but anyway, so it's gonna be the first carnival my first carnival cruise. It's on the new ship Horizon. I have no high hopes for that pedal ride thing they got. It's always broken. So I'm just planning that it is not open, because it's been broken more than working. So, we'll give you a tour of the ship and whatever goes, the dance parties and all the fun. Myself and Jessica are going in Jamaica horseback riding on the beach, and it takes you in the water. Then we're going to Cozumel, Mexico, and then we're going to Grand Caymans. I've never been to Grand Caymans, but I've been to Jamaica and I've been to Cozumel twice now. If you remember, last December around this time, we got stranded in Jamaica and had to walk a mile back. That was kind of creepy, because the tour guy was like, "We don't want to let you go. You could die." They flat out said it. Like, "You're not from here. You're a tourist. They'll kill you." Yeah, that's the kind of night we had then. And it was nighttime. It wasn't daytime. It was nighttime. That was freaky. So, while they will not be 2 Grove shows, you know me, I'm still going to go live from the cruise ship. Have you been to Grand Cayman, Charles? I've never been. There was an excursion we were looking at, which is kind of funny because it does kind of like a little bit of sightseeing, like a history tour a little bit, and then it stops in the town of Hell, and you get enough time to, you can send some postcards out, and it's stamped, the stamp from where it's from says "From Hell." So I can send somebody a postcard from Hell, which is cool. And then we're going to go to some beach. I forgot what the hell beach. We haven't booked it yet. We got to book it. So, yeah, so we got to book that. I got to book my soda package, my internet package. And I may book a massage. I may book a massage, I think. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, 7 Mile Beach. That's it. I heard that's like the beach to go to. It's probably busy as hell. I need a beach day, because we're not doing that in Cozumel. We're kind of doing that in Jamaica, but I mean, we're not getting out and swimming and hanging out on the beach. We're riding horses. I haven't ridden a horse since I was a kid. I feel bad for the horse. My fat ass sitting on a horse. Poor horsey. But I'm well below the weight limit, so. Yeah, we can do a couple. I gotta say, last December we did I bought this crazy couples massage package thing. It was around $300. It had I want to say an hour-long Swedish massage, the soft one, not where they kick your butt and beat you up massage. But it also had a bath ritual, and it had this other rub these lotion things on you and take a shower together. It was kind of weird. It was cool. There's no, when you if you go on Royal Caribbean's website and look at their spas and you look up bath ritual, it does not explain a damn thing. You're like, what the hell's a bath ritual? I know what a bath ritual is. Let me tell you, it was definitely interesting. I would do it again, actually. But what do you call it? Carnival don't have bath rituals. I mean, we may do that, but the problem is, we're just making sure we don't get stranded. I don't know. It may be. I don't know. I gotta like talk to everybody this weekend that's going and be like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, it's something like 20 days away is when the cruise takes off. Let me look at the calendar real quick. Where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Like 21 days. 21 days till we leave. Like 20 days to go to Miami. Is when we take off. So again, you're gonna get. When I remember to go live, I'll go live. And usually that, I mean, it depends. If I see something cool going on, I'm gonna hit live. Oh, that's cool. I like the idea of the cab stop, so that's cool. Yeah, I'll talk to everybody to see what they want to do. Like, I know myself, Luco, and Jessica were like, yeah. And then, like, I know Danielle and Jimmy were like, yeah. But nobody's booked anything. Hell, Luco hasn't booked any excursion. Like, I know Danielle and Jimmy are doing, and I think Jen and her husband Eric are doing, like, four-wheelers or dune buggies in Jamaica. I forgot what the hell they do. Something like that. Jessica wanted to go ride horses, so we're going to ride horses. That's what she wants to do, so that's what we're going to do. And then Cozumel, for those that don't know this, and if you ever go to Cozumel, Mexico, Cozumel is a island off of mainland Mexico. And for those of age, when you're on the main strip, you can go to the tequila shops and do free tastings. And there's 3 shops on the strip. So you can get drunk for free. But I think they do that so you end up buying booze, because like the first time I went, I bought a $120 bottle of sipping tequila. And then the next time I went and I spent like $100 on a bunch of flavored tequilas, like fruity flavors and Fireball. Matter of fact, I think my Christmas Eve party, I think everybody drank my Fireball tequila. I don't even think I got a sip of it. Mean people. All right, so enough for the cruise. Like I said, starting the 17th, we're gonna have coverage, we're gonna have videos, all that stuff, and then when we come back, we'll do the show, we'll talk about whatever, and so on. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, about tendering. Yeah, I know that. That'll be my first tender, which is weird. I never had, because like when I did the Royal ships and I was trying to go to what's that island they got in the Bahamas? Coco Cay. I've had 2 cruises with that as an itinerary and never made it because the water was too choppy. They wouldn't tender the boats, so that sucked. But now they got, I think the dock's open now, and then they're adding like this crazy water park next year. So that'll be cool. All right, so let's get into this big ballers thing. If you don't give a crap and don't want to hear about it, by all means, I will not be offended. If you're kind of intrigued, stand by as we talk about this. Now, everybody know that watch the show. Friday was Jeremy's actual birthday. We flew out, and we kept it a secret, actually, until we got to Psychopathic Records, which was cool. So, we got in late Friday, like, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock, whatever. Stopped, got some food. And then, went to the hotel. Then we woke up, and then I wanted to see how far away where we had to meet for these vans to take us to Big Ballers. And then when I was looking, it was literally like 5 minutes down the road. So I said, let me see how far away Psychopathic Records is. That was like 8 minutes. I didn't plan it. I didn't check ahead of time. It was that crazy. So what we did was we went and we drove by Psychopathic Records just to see what it looked like. And if anybody's seen my pictures, it looks like a condo on the outside. It had 2 white vans. It doesn't say Psychopathic Records on it. It looks kind of like crummy on the outside. Like it doesn't, it's not all pretty and nice. But I tell you, the inside was like crazy nice, like insane. So anyway, after we drove by, we went back to the hotel. I mean, we had time to kill. We had like 3 or 4 hours, something like that. So we went in the hotel pool, chilled out, then we got ready, and then when we were getting dressed, Jessica had bought. Hey, what's up, John? Jessica had bought Jeremy and myself. She got Jeremy like his birthday present, which was an ICP ugly sweater T-shirt, and I got one that. For those that don't know anything about Insane Clown Posse, all their main albums are themed to what they call Joker cards. When you look at a deck of cards as the Joker, well, each one is a different face and it means something different. It's kind of crazy. People think it's like they're murder horror people, but if you read the story to each what they call Joker card albums, it's a really deep, like, awesome meaning, and it doesn't. Basically, what they do is they're out to like show you the difference of stuff. And they're out and they're trying to take out the bad people, but they do it in a humorous, murderous way with horrorcore rap music. And people are like, oh, they're clowns in paint talking about murdering people. That's bad. But if you follow the story, it's a deeper meaning and way better than anything that's out there. Anyway, so we put it on. He's like, what's this? I'm like, you just have to put this on. So we go to the place we got to meet. It's at, it's like Stepping Stone School or something. I don't know if it's like one of them special schools or something. It didn't look like a regular school. But they had it set up where we could park in the parking lot of the school, and they had to keep going back and forth, picking up people. They only had 2 vans, and they fit like 13 to 15 people in this van. Because they had no parking at the record label for 200 people. So it was limited to 200 people. So we got the third trip, to the headquarters, and Jeremy, like, we pulled in and Jeremy sees all the kids wearing, ICP shirts and jerseys and hats and hatchet men and clowns and stuff, and he's like, what are we doing? Like, he didn't know. He didn't even really know. Even when he got there, he's like, what is this? I'm like, he knew that it was Psychopathic Records. Because we pointed out, like, oh, look, there's where ICP's record label is. And we went in this place, and I said, happy birthday. It's the Big Ballers Christmas party. And he's like, what's that? I'm like, it's a Christmas party at the record label. Like, ICP's here, all the people, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's here. It was awesome. So, right when you walk in, you get frisked. It's like going through TSA. Do you got cameras? Do you got phones? No. Okay. They patted you down. They felt your junk and everything. They didn't want nothing. So, right when you walk in, then they give you this. It's Santa Claus with a bullet in his head, and they give you the chain and the charm. They gave everybody this. It's a 2-song CD. It says, Big Ballers 2008, A Christmas at Our House. They're 2 unreleased songs. Evidently, I don't know the true story, but what they did was they announced the night that we went. That was supposed to be the only night. It was so popular, they had another night, and they did that Friday night. So many people that had the original tickets were pissed and bitched and complained at Psychopathic Records. Like, what the hell? Like, we're getting sloppy seconds. Like, we waited. We were there right on time. We got our tickets. The hell with the other people. But what they did was they made the Saturday day more special than the Friday. They had ice sculpture of the Hatchet Man on Friday. And then they, like I said, the Joker cards, they had, it's like Furious something, Fearless Fred, I forgot what the hell they're calling the new one that comes out in February. And they had an ice sculpture of that, which was really cool. You'll see pictures because we were able to buy disposable cameras at cost. They didn't charge extra. Their cost was $6. We paid $6. They made no money on the cameras. They allowed us to buy them, but around here there isn't a 1-hour develop for a disposable camera. I checked Walmart, I checked Target, I checked Walgreens, I checked CVS. All of them have to send them out, and CVS had the quickest turnaround, 7 to 10 days. Everybody else was 3 weeks. I was like, I don't want to wait 3 weeks for my. So Christmas Eve, I went to CVS near my house. I dropped it off. I bought 2 cameras. I had 27 photos in each camera. So when those come out, then that's when the video is going to release. But let me tell you, when you walk in, there was all kinds of like rare merchandise. Like if you like to collect things, and if you have a favorite band, rapper, singer, hobby, and you collect stuff. So I'm always collecting whatever merchandise I can get. They had a Hatchet Man jersey. They don't make them anymore. I don't know why. It's got the Hatchet Man, and then it says Psychopathic Records on the back. It was a 3X. It kind of fit me at the time because I walked in there wearing a T-shirt, and I had my my Ace zipper hoodie when I went in there. But then I bought myself a T-shirt, and then I bought myself a jersey. So I take the coat off because they had a smoking tent, a heated smoking tent outside. You weren't allowed to smoke cigarettes inside the building. So I went in there. They had tables, so I laid out my coat. I put the other shirt on top of the other T-shirt. Then I put the coat on because I had a hoodie, and then I put the jersey over, and I had the hood sticking out. They don't give you plastic bags, and you don't want to take the 5 or so minute car ride back to your car and then wait for the van to come back and take you back. You'll miss things. So I was pretty hot. Anyway, so after you check out all the merchandise, when you walked into the left, they had what they call home movies. This was videos from the 1990s when Insane Clown Posse was like, starting to build their career. So it's them sitting in, their buddy's basement, which was their office at the beginning, and they were showing that. I didn't watch any of it. I'm like, I don't want to sit here. I want to roam around. See, to me, this was all magical and nostalgic because I've been a fan since 1995. I've played shows with them and their artists. I've talked to them, hung out with them. And so to me, it was like a surreal moment for me. I know me, crazy, listening to horror, But, so when we move on to the next area, there's like, I don't know what office it is. I didn't ask, but they had like a backdrop that said Big Ballers 2018 with a Hatchet Man. So they had a digital camera that was specifically just to take pictures there. So me and Jeremy stand up in front of it, and they're supposedly going to put these pictures out. Probably like next week. Or so they might be editing. I don't know what they're doing. So then after, and they have this thing called the Wall of Karma. Fans send in pictures and gifts and stuff, and they hang it all over the wall in this office. There's tons of it. The whole wall is covered. It's crazy. Not only on all the walls in the place, there's gold records, there's platinum records, there's all kinds of, even video, DVDs they put out, got gold or platinum or whatever. I mean, it was cool to see a real, like a real certified gold and platinum plaques. And one of their albums, their first album is Insane Clown Posse. Hey, what's up, Infinite Coasters? Yeah, it is cold. It's not every day you get to see a certified gold or platinum record hanging on a wall, But anyway, so when you turn that corner and left that office, there was the recording studio. They call it the Lotus Pod. Now, inside the Lotus Pod was one of the artists. His name's Big Hoodoo. He has like a voodoo doctor, witch doctor theme gimmick. And he wasn't dressed in his gimmick. He had his hoodie on. Him and a sound engineer were editing out because he's got a new album coming out. So I must have heard that song, I swear to God, 50 to 100 times. I mean, they had it rocking through the monitor, the speakers in there, and it was a good song. Ooh, Blue Yeti, those are good mics. I mean, they're not the best mics, but they're good mics. They get the job done. But let me tell you, to be inside, and the funny thing is, I don't know how many of you have seen a recording studio. Like, if you ever seen, like, your favorite band or artist in a recording studio, well, where they have the control booth, there's always a window so that you can see when the person's singing, playing an instrument, whatever. They had a computer screen so big it covered the giant-ass window. It was gigantic. I've never seen them It was more like a TV. It was like a, I don't know, 60, 70-inch TV in this window. Covering the window. It was gigantic. But now for you kiddies out there was a rule of 2 things you could do inside this. Ooh, GoPro. What phone did you get and what camera did you get besides the GoPro? They had a rule when they did their Juggalos show podcast the week before. They said you could smoke e-cigarettes and marijuana all you wanted inside this office. So there was a giant counter behind us, and people were just rolling all kinds of weed. It's legal in Michigan for recreation. They passed that law. So there was just, I've never seen that much marijuana in my life. Never did I ever see a pile of that much. And everybody's just handing them out like lollipops. Somebody, you got a 7, my current 6 sucks. You got an iPhone or a Galaxy? I don't know what you got. You said a 7 and a 6. Well, you're talking about GoPro. I don't know what you got. I don't know what the 7 is or the 6. And the funny thing is, someone passed a blunt to Jeremy. Now, mind you, Jeremy's 14. The law is 21. So I watched this guy. I don't know who it is. Just some random fan, like just somebody like us. Rolls this blunt up, and then hands it to Jeremy. The dude lights it, and then hands it to Jeremy. Jeremy grabs it, looks at me, and goes, "Nah." Hands it to me. And then I go, and I take it, and then I hand it to whoever. I mean, I wasn't going to let my kid watch me smoke weed, I'm not that bad of a parent. I mean, I might be a bad parent for taking him in that environment, but he enjoys the music. I needed a bonding moment. He always wanted to see something, and what better way to introduce him into that environment? I mean, he's been listening to the music for a while. But what better way for him to see his first ICP interaction than at their office, their headquarters, or a record label? That's one hell of a birthday gift. He was he was smiling ear to ear all night. All night. Yeah, I got the GoPro 7. That camera's awesome. I think I got a 7, a 5. I think I gave Danielle my 3. Yeah, they'll make the 7s. When the next iPhone comes out, they'll stop making the 7s. They'll do like 7, 8, whatever, But anyway, so we stayed in that studio for like a half hour or so. We were taking pictures of the studio. You're going to see all kinds of cool stuff. Let me tell you, you're going to see that guy, Big Hoodoo, and everything. So here's where the story of this gets a little interesting. And no, it's not drug related or anything like that. So when you walk out of the studio, there's a set of stairs to the right. And the thing that I loved in that little, I don't know if you want to call it like a foyer or whatever that little area is, they have pictures of all the artists that are on the label. And so they had, each, the 2 clowns, they had Light, they had Ouija Mac, they had Big Hoodoo. So anyway, so we went up the stairs. So the first room you come to, one of the clowns' name's Violent J. His brother is named Jump Steady that works for the label. Ha! Somebody else agrees with me. Yes, about Fury 325. So we go in the office and there's Jump Steady. Now, a little backstory about all this. I used to talk to Jump Steady back in the early 2000s, up until like 2004, 2005. Like through email and in person. Because he was like helping running the record label. We used to talk. I used to send him my demo tapes. I used to send him my CDs, and he'd critique them for me and be like, "Oh, this is cool," or "This sucks." Or he was straight up honest, And we're talking for like 10 minutes, and I go, "I don't know if you remember me, man. We used to talk all the time." I'm like, "I'm Dr. Giggles." I'm like, "I remember when you did the Comic-Cons and stuff, like the little comic shows. You came to Rhode Island." He's like, "Dude, I remember." He's like, what have you been up to, man? It's been so long. I was like, I was pumped that he remembered me. Like, it made my day. It really made my day. And then the day got even better with that because, like, my brother was there and we were talking about, ICP makes board games and stuff. They have a game called Morton's List. It's like a reality game. And it's got a 30-sided dice, and it's got this other set of dice. You roll it, and you open this book, and it tells you to go do something. Like, go plant a tree, or go catch a gangbanger. I don't know. So we're talking about it, but because me and my brother brought it up first, the guy, and he's the one that created the game, him and his buddies. He had this brown cardboard box that was full of that game. Like, not in the box, but like the pieces. He's like, I ain't got a box, but he goes, here, I'm taking this out of my personal collection and I'm giving you this. He goes, you know, because like we were talking about it and how awesome and da-da-da-da. And then we were talking about the other board games that they got. And they got like, I guess the Morton's List is like Dungeons and Dragons. I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, so I don't know nothing about that. So yeah, I don't know much about that, but it's kind of like that. They got a game that's like Magic the Gathering, but it's all themed to their stuff. They got their version of Cards Against Humanity. They got another board game. So every so many years they make a game, and it's cool. So, but then I said, hey man, I said, do you mind if me and my son can take a picture with you? He's like, yeah. So with the disposable camera, we got, so that'll be on there. It's gonna be one of those awesome things. You have no, and I ordered doubles. So that way I can have one and my kid can have one, you know. And but then when you leave there, you can either go straight out the door or you can go right. So first we went straight out the door, and there was their podcast room down the hallway. And we walked in, and again, if you watch, you can see me on their podcast. Just standing there like a big slab of meat. So then we stayed there for like an hour in the podcast room. They were doing like game shows. There you go. Infinite Coasters, man. I love you, man. I totally agree with you. That's how I feel. That's how I feel, man, about Fury and Millennium Force. Yes! Yes! You are the bomb. You are awesome. It's exactly how I feel about those two rides. Overrated. Overrated. All day. Anyway, so, they had like these boxes like by a gong, and you know, you had to play games, roll dice, like these foam dice, and answer questions and do this and that and whatever. And I didn't get to play any games, but they wanted to get rid of the prizes because they didn't want to have to put them back on the shelves. They were like merchandise. So one of the guys is one of the hosts of that podcast, hands Jeremy a wrestling, because they have their own wrestling federation called JCW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling. So they hand Jeremy one, and then he hands me a different one. I was like, yes, free. Didn't have to pay for it. It was awesome. And then like when you left there, we I don't remember if we went to the prop room when we went, but anyway, they had like two other offices you could go in. But one of the office was the CEO's office, and you were allowed to sit at the desk and take a picture at the desk, like you would pretend to be the CEO. So I did that, of course. So that was cool. Then we trekked back, and they had an area where they were giving you Faygo and cookies. Now, if you don't know what Faygo is soda. They call it the poor man's pop because it's so you could, I don't know how much it is now, but it used to be like 89 cents for a 3-liter bottle of. So, I mean, it tastes kind of like Pepsi or Mountain Dew or whatever. They had cookies and brownies. And then you walk up a couple steps, and then they have all the props that they use on shows, music videos, everything's there. I mean, the building's not huge. I mean, we walked it several times. And let me tell you, it was just awesome to be there, seeing that wall of commerce, seeing the plaques, seeing some of the artists, you know, people doing their thing. And then it came time for ICP to do their concert. Now, those that don't know anything about it, their shows are pretty hectic and crazy. You know, there's mosh pits and people going crazy. But ICP throws 2-liter bottles. They spray 2-liter bottles of soda for an hour all over you. So if you ever go, don't wear anything good, because you're gonna come out. If you're in the vicinity to get hit by soda, you're gonna get wet, sticky, smell like soda and sugar, and sometimes it's not fun. I remember the first ICP show I ever went to. It was in the wintertime, and I came out soaked, and it was below freezing. Yeah, it just wasn't a good feeling. But I had fun. But this concert, they didn't do it. It was mellowed out. It was an acoustic set. The weird thing about it was, and I don't know how this happened, they had, I don't know how many of you know the band Uncle Kracker. I don't know how many of you know Uncle Kracker. If you know who Uncle Kracker is, he wasn't there, but the guitarist of Uncle Kracker was part of the acoustic ICP band for 2 nights. And they did a bunch of their popular songs like Chicken Hunting and Crossing Thy Bridge and a whole bunch of songs. And it was awesome. Like, you have no idea. Like, I didn't think an acoustic Insane Clown Posse set would be cool, and it was. But they also, in between the songs, they told stories, like on the road or whatever. They talk about anus tickling. It was kind of weird. That's for another time in an adult show, I guess, to talk about. I don't know how many like hip hop. I don't know how many you follow, like, you know, like 90s hip hop or anything like that, like 90s rap legends or anything like that. This rapper died in 2006. His name was MC Breed. He was awesome. You know, it wasn't like today's crappy rap music. It was part of the good era. Anyway, he was signed to ICP's record label for a little bit before he died. So they go and they tell us this crazy story, like, and it was a legit story. MC Breed calls Violent J on the phone and was like, "Man, you got to come get me. The FBI is coming through the floor." He's like, Violent J said that he was smoking some kind of drugs or something. He was all like tweaked out and all this. And they're like, "Where are you?" They're like, "Oh, we're on Jefferson Ave or Street or whatever in Detroit." And so they drive over there. The 2 clown guys, they drive over there. They see him in the street all bugging out. So they pick him up. They got him calmed down enough to get him in the car. They take him back to the office. And he's like starting to come down, realizing he's saying some crazy stuff. They throw him in the recording studio. And I don't know if anybody's seen it. I don't know what I did with the CD. I don't know what I did with it. I got it on the computer. Anyway, all I did was they gave us this with the CD in it. And the song's called Let Me Go. It was never released. But anybody who went Saturday night got a copy. And they only pressed up enough copies for the 200 people in attendance. There are no more copies. They're never going to sell it. They're never going to release it. That was like a special Christmas gift that they gave everybody in the building, which was cool. See, that's the thing that I like about it. I don't know too many bands that do cool things like that. Like when they do the Hollow Wicked show on Halloween night and the night before Devil's Night, you always get a new song, like a CD. Back in the day, it used to be cassette tapes. You always get something free. All the time. Big events, you're always going to get something free. It's the coolest thing ever. They're really like good with their fans. And that's that event in a nutshell. And then after that, yeah, Fury is definitely not. I prefer Leviathan over Fury. I think Leviathan is a way better ride. Honestly. So we get out of there, like, by the time we get to the car, it's after 11, and we're like, we got to get food. We're starving. So, no, I am not. I'm keeping that. I got it over here somewhere. What I did was, I ripped it off the CD. I scanned the CD on my scanner, and then I made a picture, and I made a video out of it so people can listen to it. So it's on the Martin's Family YouTube channel if you want to hear the 3 songs, because there's 2 on this. I scanned this front cover, and then I just scanned the CD out of the package, and that's what I did. But I will say the song with MC Breed is really, all the songs are good. Surprisingly. I use, for the thumbnails, I use, what is it? Cyberlink Photo Director something. Oh, it's the new one. Cyberlink Photo Director 10. And then when I make my videos, I use Power Director, whatever the new one is. What is it? 17 is the new one. That's what I use to, edit my videos with. It's cheap. It does everything I need it to do. And I keep learning more and more tricks and stuff like that with it. I do that. But yeah, so we go to the after party. Now, the after party is the only bone for Jeremy. They didn't tell us. It didn't say it on the website. It didn't say it at the club. But you had to be 21 or older to get in the after party. So Jeremy could not go to the after party. I didn't want to leave the after party. So Jeremy and Luco went and sat in the car from midnight to 2 a.m. They were like taking naps and stuff. But what I did was, because there I could take out my phone. So what they did was they had 3 wrestling matches from their thing. It was kind of funny. They had a no rules, dude coming out with a knife, cutting the dude's face and all that other stuff. Somebody got a roundhouse kick to the face, like a legit, not a fake bump or nothing. They got a legit boot to the face. You could hear the smack from the boot to the face. I got it all on video. So that'll come out once. So probably like in 7 days, I'll have the pictures, and then I'm going to throw the pictures along with the after party video. And I did some vlogging about this trip, like on the way there, like trying to like bust Jeremy's chops, like, doesn't know, and like every step of the way between connecting flights and all that other stuff. So it'll be like a cool video. I'm going to throw it on the Martin's Family channel because, one, it may get, I don't think it is, but it could get flagged for, age restriction or something. There's, wrestling with blood and one match had blood and, a lot of bad foul language. If you're friends with me on Facebook, I live streamed the concert. This guy named Light. Jeremy really likes that guy, and he was all excited to see him, and he couldn't. So the only thing that I could do to make Jeremy happy was I live streamed it. And then I saved the video so that way I could upload the video. But yeah, and he was happy with that. I mean, I don't think he wanted to sit in the car, but that's all I could do. I couldn't get him in. I kind of wish I could have like had Luco lift him over the wooden fence in the smoking section, and then he could have just like hopped in and just like hid, That would have been cool. But overall, Jeremy had a great birthday weekend. I kept getting messages like, oh, you're the coolest dad in the world to do that for him. I mean, I don't think there's many dads that would do. I mean, I get it. I could be a bad dad because I took the kid to an Insane Clown Posse event. I mean, they always do all ages shows, but with all the stuff going around, I get it. But do I regret it? Hell no. I would do it again. If it was next week, I would still go. I would still go. I know some people may frown upon and look at me different because I took my kid out to Detroit to a rap group that talks about murdering people. There's marijuana all through the building. People just smoking it like it's a cigarette. In a legal state. It's legal. You got to be 21 or older, but Jeremy did not partake. I didn't partake. So it's okay. No, there was no free drinks, but there are clubs that are 21 plus because they don't want you to maybe possibly slip the kid a drink. I mean, I'm not going to give my kid booze. And all, I mean, I don't condone it, but if they were going to allow the kid right then and there to choose between marijuana and alcohol, I would rather have him take marijuana, but he didn't do any. So we're good there. We did good. Like if they were going to force him to pick one, that would be what I would prefer him to choose over alcohol. Alcohol, I don't feel is good for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel it's good for anybody. But like I said, for those that want to see any video coverage of this, by all means, I'll let everybody know. I'll share it on. I'll share the video from the Martin's Family channel to SFNEOnline. I'm just not going to put it on the channel, SFNEOnline's channel. That's definitely not family orientated content, I guess. I mean, I don't have any video with drugs or anything like that, but it's. I mean, I have no video of ICP. I have no video of inside the regular. They were so like tight security with that stuff, like it was crazy. So, but I think I got enough stuff to between the pictures and I can like talk about what's going on in the picture and the video I make. That's not a problem. But I feel that everybody should see this because I wish more bands and artists did this kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm going to put the whole trip on like the wrestling video, the concert video. I put the CD music up there already. If anybody wants to check that out. But that trip is just going on that channel. And that's definitely not, even though they did talk about Cedar Point in the podcast, when they were doing the game show thing, they were asking this girl where she was from. And she was like, oh, Sandusky, Ohio. And then one of the hosts was like, Cedar Point. Oh, it was going on about Cedar Point for couple minutes. So roller coaster stuff did get brought up during it. I was almost going to start shouting out like, hey, what's your favorite ride at Cedar Point? But I didn't. I should have. I didn't, but I should have. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But yeah, overall, it was a great experience. And like I said, if you're kind of curious as to what you can see, by all means, check it out. If you don't like it, I am not offended by any means. It's not everybody's cup of tea. I know a lot of friends of mine absolutely, positively hate their music, but love their live shows. They think it's the greatest thing on earth. They think they get a kick out of it between the soda bottles flying. I mean, they have soda throwing to a technique. They know how to shake the bottle, twist the cap. They can throw it down on the ground. It bounces off the ground and shoots out into the crowd. It's crazy. It's like a weird musical instrument. It's crazy. But yeah, it was. I don't know. It was like this crazy thing, and I'm so glad that Devin didn't go because Devin, he likes Eminem. He don't like ICP. He thinks it's stupid, and by all means, that's his own choice. So he didn't go. He missed out on a great time. But before we left, it was funny. They had these hockey jerseys that say Juggalo on it. And I think it says Psychopathic Records on the back of it. They were nice. I mean, they weren't like NHL quality, but pretty close. They were good quality. And they were only $40. So I bought one. I got one for Jeremy. And then I got one for, Brandon got one. My brother got one. And then Jeremy got a hat with all the little Joker card faces on it. It was a good time. You'll see the pictures. It was awesome. It was really cool. But yeah, so before we get out of here, if you guys do like these shirts and hats, once we get the channel going for Hornapalooza, we'll start having them made, and then we'll sell them if you dig it. If you dig what we're doing on that. And just so there's no confusion, Hornapalooza podcast channel is part of SFNEOnline. It's just that's where 90% of the Halloween stuff's going to go because we're going to do that all year long. I'm in talks with a lot of local haunts to do stuff in the off season. So it's going to be slow rolling, and I may double up on some of the content, like some of the behind the scenes, just as like lake compounds and other stuff I've done, just so that other people that find the Hornapalooza podcast can see that content. And then eventually, it'll cross all over with each other. I'm just trying not to oversaturate and just put anything up on SFNEOnline. SFNEOnline is its entity, and then we're having little branches. and I'm getting a whole crew that's just dedicated to Hornapalooza podcast, and I need to work on adding people to SFNEOnline. That's the next step, because the more people I can get to help and donate some time, you don't have to be full time, but once in a while, if you can throw us a bone with something, by all means, we're greatly appreciative of it. So I do have a Loot Fright video ready to upload. I did not get a chance to film the Krampus song that I recorded, unfortunately. I may still record that. It was too hectic with the parties going on, and I just didn't get it. I did not get a chance to film it. And it's not really going to take that much to film it. I have all the costumes in the back there. I can always whip out a Christmas tree to, a few decorations. I can film it anywhere and make it look Christmassy at any given time of the year and film it. I just need a kind of slow down period. Maybe like after the cruise, I'll do it, and we'll just upload it anyway. Who cares? Even after the fact, if people are gonna want to watch it, they're gonna want to watch it. If they don't want to watch it, they don't want to watch it. It's just, like I said, it's just so I don't get in a creative depression, a creative funk. I have other outlets, so when I have nothing for SFNEOnline, and I got a list of stuff I gotta record. But that way I can do it. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Midnight Mansion, even though that song is done and in the can, that is going to get filmed at Six Flags New England next year. That's Pete Carmichael already told me that we're going to do it. He personally told me to my face that he wants the video done. He heard the song, loved the song, wants me to record the video. So we're going to do that. So that was really cool of Pete Carmichael to stop me in the park, say, "Hey, what's this Midnight Mansion song? What the hell? What's this all about?" And he loved this. He's like, "I love the song. I wish we could have done the video. We got to find a way to do the video." I'm like, all we need to do is just give me a few hours before it even opens, and you don't have to bother anybody. You can have an actor or two or something pop into the video, and that's it. Nothing crazy. And, we can do the video based on this. So, in the off season, I'm going to be talking with the park about setting that up, getting that all done, So, yeah, it's going to get done. I can't wait. So, anyway, we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys for an awesome 2018. We didn't hit the 700 goal yet. Probably take a little bit longer than I wanted, but it is what it is. I'm just going to keep creating content and growing SFNEOnline's YouTube channel. If you guys see a video, by all means, I know you guys like to click the bigger YouTubers and share, and I know Lindsay and I know John and a bunch of people share the stuff, and I'm very appreciative. I'm just appreciative of anybody that watches it. I'm not like a whiny little, "Why ain't my videos making money? Why ain't I got it?" I know you got to work it. I heard there's a rumor going around that they're going to change the requirements. They're going to up it to 4,000 subscribers, and I forgot. There's a rumor. I don't know how true the rumor is, but I think next year they're going to change it. So I'll have to put even more work. But I noticed when people hit 1,000, as long as they keep putting content out, they keep growing like crazy. I guess the first 1,000 is the hardest. I guess. I don't know. But again, I appreciate and I love each and every one of you guys for any support given, whether it's a like, a share, a comment, anything. I really appreciate it. 2019, we're just going to keep trucking along and just go crazy and do whatever we can to entertain you guys and girls. So hopefully you enjoy it. Again, if you see it, do me a personal solid and share it. Even if you don't like it, share it. Just because you don't know, maybe one of your friends will like it. I don't know. But I think if everybody shares a video once, more and more people are going to like it. I just wish you guys just do me that solid. And I know most of you guys that are watching do that, and I love you guys for it. It really means a lot. we'll get there someday, and that's fine. I'm not in it for the money. I'm not in it for a popularity contest. I just like making videos and talking to you guys. That's all. And that once a week conversations that we have on this is great, and the interactions on the videos when people comment's great. I feel I'm doing my job. What I've always said I set out to do, that's what I've been doing. And I love it. Again, thank you guys. I really, truly appreciate it. It keeps you humble. It warms me up. It made my heart grow 3 sizes. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go take some Robitussin and go take a nap. I'll go to bed or take a shower or something. Because I know the coughs are coming back. Can't wait to get over this, whatever the hell it is. I got a cruise coming up. So keep in mind, January 10th, we're rolling back. And then we're off again for 2 weeks. So I will see you guys January 10th. Thank you again. I appreciate all the love. I will see you guys. Have a happy new year. If I happen to go to the park on, Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, and you see me, make sure you say hi. Until then, everybody, keep on coasting, y'all. Peace. Oh, that's a crazy looking screen.